Was that the trash person? Hey, everybody. We just heard a noise. I'm assuming it's the trash people. Because it's that time.
Okay.
Welcome to the Dylan Talks Tone Q&A session that we do every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Talk about guitar stuff for an hour, and then we will move on into some off-topic stuff after 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Looks like our sound levels are pretty good at the moment. My other microphone battery died, so we had to switch mics tonight. So, welcome. We have some questions from Patreon. For those of you that are new to the channel, please hit subscribe and hit the like button. And if you're old to the channel, hit subscribe too if you're not subscribed, because sometimes unsubscribing happens. As well as, please do me a favor and check out the links in the description, because Dylan Talks Tone, where you can buy pickups from, because that's what we do, as well as StewMac and Sweetwater and all of those affiliate links. That's what keeps the channel going, as well as YouTube members and Patreon members make the whole thing possible as far as reviews and various things like that. So, before we get going, we should also talk about one little off-topic thing. That's not really off-topic. You notice my cool Buck Knives hat. You probably can't see it because it's invisible, because it's camouflage. Camouflage. It is on my head, even though you can't see it. And in my hand. I've mentioned a bunch of times that I do not have a Buck 110 folding hunter. So yesterday, in the mail, shows up a package from Buck North America, or Buck USA, with a Buck folding hunter, new. This is all brand new stuff, straight from Buck, and a hat in the box. For those of you that don't know, this is an ebony handle, and these ebony pieces are cutoffs from Taylor guitars. So they actually send the leftovers from when they make ebony fretboards to Buck, and that's what Buck puts on their knives. Just FYI, it's kind of cool, a little guitar tie-in. The reason I'm bringing it up is because I'm pretty sure that one of you bought this for me and sent it to me, and I don't know who. And if you mentioned it to me in the past, hey, I'm going to send you one of these, and I forgot about this, I apologize. I literally searched through emails and chats on the website and tried to find any, hey, I'm going to send you something, so that I could thank a person specifically, and I cannot find it. So this has to serve as that, because this is the best I can do. Thank you to whoever sent me a Buck 110 and added the American staple of hunting knife to my collection. I really appreciate that very much. So I just wanted to say that right away, in case that person cannot watch all the way until, our off-topic hour. So, yeah, it's very cool, man. Very cool. Now I have one of these. Yeah, that's it.
What's next?
Let's do Patreon questions.
I'm ready.
If you have questions, put them in the chat. Leslie will grab them. If you use a super chat, we'll drop what we're doing and answer the question right away.
Greg, speaking of pink guitars, one more for Leslie.
Uh-oh.
I asked my wife what she would think of me if I got a pink guitar, and she just gave me a sideways glance and shrugged. In your opinion, does this mean, sure dude, go ahead, or no way? I'm confused. Thanks.
This is a question for you.
If you're asking me to decipher how women communicate, I'm not your girl. I do not think I am stereotypical female.
No. Not when it comes to that.
No.
Side eyes can mean a lot of things.
Hence why he's confused.
Mm-hmm.
It's a valid question.
It is.
But Greg, I would hope you know your wife. I don't know your wife.
It's
If
true.
I knew your wife, I could tell you exactly what she meant. I don't know your wife.
Well, there you go. There's a question for you tonight. How
Oh
about
my
that?
goodness. That's funny. But it also depends on what tone he asked. If he was like, what would you think if I got a pink guitar?
Right.
She probably looked at you like you were crazy. But if you were like, what if I got a pink guitar?
Mm-hmm.
So, what was the spirit in which you asked it? And why
Good
do you
question.
really care what your wife thinks if you want a pink guitar?
Right.
It's just a color.
It is. I have 2 of them now.
You do.
Yeah. Very
Still got
similar.
the sweet tart theme going on
I still,
up there.
yep. Well, and I have, because we have the seafoam green too.
Yep.
So we have the whole sweet tart set, which is pretty sweet. Anyway.
Crunchy or chewy sweet tart, Joe?
Crunchy. Crunchy.
I used to be addicted to the chewy ones.
Oh, crunchy
I
all
got
day.
the 4-pack of chewy like every time I went to the gas station.
Crunchy all day. Next question. See, we disagree sometimes.
Shane, morning Dylan, and the lovely Leslie. Just watched your fret polishing video from 4 years ago.
Dang.
Generally speaking, how often do stainless steel frets need to be polished opposed to nickel?
Stainless steel doesn't hardly ever need to be polished because it's so hard. If it's done properly. So if you have stainless steel frets done well, this is something that I talk about a lot. Cheap guitars with stainless steel frets are not a good idea because they're very hard to do properly. And so if you buy some $300 guitar from China with stainless frets on it and they're not perfect, you're going to get a lot of string chatter. You're going to get a lot of string scratchiness when you bend because they won't be very well polished all the time or consistently. And it's hard to do yourself because stainless steel is really hard to do. Nickel needs polishing more because it is really prone to corrosion by your fingers and stuff. But that's going to have to do with how much you play, how clean you keep your guitar, and how much you corrode metal. So nickel is going to corrode kind of like strings corrode, the nickel frets. That stuff we use by Lizard Spit has a sealant in it. So it's almost like waxing your frets that makes them last a lot longer. That's why I really like that stuff.
So, El Dudorino says he's Greg with 2 G's, so he must be Greg. He said the thing was, Greg here, she says no 99% of the time. And the shrug was encouraging. I think it's still a no. Thanks for addressing this, Leslie.
I think it's still a no. Oh my gosh.
Okay,
Maybe
sorry.
that's a file it and circle back to it in the future
People are
question.
like, it's easier to ask for forgiveness. People say that. Is it? I don't know.
I don't know. I just figure it's better to get along in the first place and not have to ask about every freaking guitar I buy. That's the best thing to do. That's what I do.
Oh, we got Greg again.
Oh, is there? Yep.
Greg, hey Dylan and Leslie, any way to fix dings in the clear coat of an old PRS Custom? I've seen some tricks with super glue, perhaps, but don't really know much about clear coat material.
I don't attempt finish repairs because they never go well for me. I can do it on a car all day long, but I cannot do it on a guitar. I am not good at that. However, I don't care if my guitars get dinged up once they get dinged up. Like, I want them to stay as good as they can for as long as they can, but once they're dinged up, I don't care anymore. So I don't really address that personally. Chris and Matt from Texas Toast that's the comment section you get in and ask that question, because Chris is really good with that stuff.
Shane, Are these different days?
No, well, it's multiple people, but
I don't even know what that word means.
What does it mean?
I have to read it. Shane says, morning dashing Dylan and loquacious Leslie.
Yeah.
What does that word mean?
Dylan
has stated not to leave strings off a guitar for a long time. I assume this doesn't apply to bolt-on necks taken off the guitar for shipping. I often ship guitars with the necks off.
That's interesting. I never ship guitars with the necks off. I suppose he's in Japan, right? So maybe makes it cheaper to ship. I don't know. I don't ever ship guitars with the necks off. I never take the tension off the strings. I never, ever. The guitar is designed to have tension on it.
Brianna's here. Hi, Brianna.
Oh, cool. Hi, Brianna. If you leave tension off the strings for a long time, the guitar can do things that it's not supposed to do. And so it's designed to have tension on it. That's why the truss rod's in there. That's why it's meant to equalize that tension. And shipping a guitar should have no bearing on that. Temperature doesn't matter. Humidity matters a little bit, but not beyond a couple of thousandths of an inch. So don't stress about it. Leave the tension on the guitar. That's the way it was designed to exist.
Do you know what loquacious means?
What?
To talk a great deal. Talkative.
Except that's not really you.
I was going to let you.
Yeah.
It didn't sound like me to me either,
No.
but...
No.
I think they just see a different side of me. Anybody that's seen me in person is probably like, man, she's quiet.
I think somebody with the KDH interview the other day, somebody's in the comments being like, Dylan's not being himself.
What does that mean?
I'm like, I don't know.
Oh.
But these people have never seen me have a conversation with another person. I'm always talking.
Am I not a person?
Except for you. But, obviously I'm going to talk to you different than anybody else. Like, I didn't know him. That was the first time I ever spoke to him. So, just getting to know the guy, I'm not going to yuck it up or anything.
Not being himself.
Yeah.
Said by somebody who doesn't know you.
Well, maybe they thought they did, but maybe they don't.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It was just an observation from the comments the other day. It was interesting.
Rob. Hello, Leslie and Dylan. Have you seen any of the videos that show replacing ceramic magnets on Squire single coils and humbuckers with higher quality Alnico magnets? Is it worth experimenting with some of my original pickups that I've replaced with yours as possible upgrades for the kids' guitars? Thank you.
I would never discourage that sort of experimentation. I would not put a ton of faith in them being amazing, but if you can introduce changes and track those changes, you're just going to learn about it and how it works. I say do it. A lot of people learn stuff by taking stuff apart, putting it back together, and figuring out what they did different or what they did wrong or what, totally do it. I would totally encourage you to do that. Is it going to make, are you going to take a cheap ceramic pickup like a Squire pickup and put a fancy magnet in it and make it sound like a custom shop Fender pickup? No, that'll never happen. And if anybody tells you otherwise, they're making it up. It won't happen because physics. But if you can introduce a change that you can track and learn with, then absolutely do it.
And Jeff. Tuning question. Maybe this has been asked before. I use a Polytune 3 tuner, and generally most times when I tune all strings individually and then strum all 6 strings at once, it will show 2 or 3 strings being off, usually flat, but individually they are in tune. Is there a reason for this, or does it even matter? Would a strobe tuner make a difference?
So what he's talking about is on a Polytune 3, because I have one too, you can individually tune you can actually check the tuning on your guitar theoretically by just strumming all the strings and looking down there, and it'll show you which strings are out. I've never found that to be very reliable. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. If anybody else is in the comments and has a Polytune 3 and has figured out how to use that and it's really reliable for you, please put that in the comments. I personally don't use it that way. I just tune it individually and call it good. When I'm playing, like today in the live stream where I forgot to turn the microphone back on, by the way, is what happened. Oh, or maybe my microphone died because that's the microphone that has the red light on the battery. So I wonder if my microphone died during the live stream. That might be what it is too. Anyway. What was I going to say? I don't even remember. Like, totally gone.
Aren't we talking about tuning strings versus strumming?
So, for those kind of videos, like where I'm just checking tuning really quick, like that, I use the Polytune on the pedal board. For everything else, including all videos where we're actually trying to demo something, I use the Peterson strobe tuner, that round one. That's the only tuner I use 99% of the time, except for what you saw today. Because it's faster, you know, for doing that kind of video. Yeah.
Would a strobe tuner make a difference?
Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
Oh,
the
sorry.
strobe tuner that I used in its place is better.
I wasn't listening. My bad.
Oh, it's okay.
Super chat from Van Shank Guitars. Thank you for the super chat. He says you'd need to magnetize the magnets on the flat side. He added side in another comment.
That is true. You would have to magnetize. You would have to figure out which way they were all facing, how to fit them in there, and get the polarity right and all that. Yeah, that would be a whole thing.
Somebody said your phantom power died. Battery powered.
Yeah, my shotgun mic on my camera is battery powered.
Just for the record.
Yeah.
I don't know that it matters.
I get about a year out of them. Actually, that microphone, I've never replaced. I've had it over a year and I've never had to replace it. So, it was just
Jeffrey Egan said there was a pop before your mic went out. So maybe it's
battery died then. That's what it was. Yep.
all right. Oh, there's a new. You must have had an update.
I did.
So it has another column here in case I miss any.
There's a super chat column?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, there's a huge update the other day, and I never really pay attention to what they are.
Well, I wish you would.
I know there's a
I
bunch
like
of
updates.
new overlays and a bunch of stuff. You should. I mean, I don't want to tell you what you should do, but you should like look at not the manual, but like whatever Ecamm Live has. It does a lot of stuff. We are definitely not using it to its potential. This piece of software, I mean, for sure. We're using it in its most basic form, I'm pretty certain.
But can you put it on more than one device, or do I have to look at it on your computer?
Nope, you could put it on your computer
So I
and
can
log
look at
in.
it?
Yep.
I want to do that. I mean, I know then we'd probably have to. This doesn't transfer, right?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sorry, y'all.
Learning.
Wait. So if I unmark, yeah, that's cool. Okay. Sorry. Learning. Okay. So weird order. Patrick Hardy was like, "Wait a minute. Did you cut your hair?" And he said, "Leslie, wait a minute." So Dylan did get a haircut.
I did.
I did not get a haircut. I don't know why it looks like I got a haircut. It doesn't look like I got a haircut.
I did, though.
Dylan got a haircut.
Yep.
But no, haven't cut the hair. Still really long.
What other questions we got over there? We can just move right over there.
I'm here.
Okay.
Lou York X says, now that you interviewed KDH, I guess you're on his good side?
Well, I'm on KDH's good side because I don't do shady stuff. I mean, if you do shady stuff and somebody wants to make a video about you, somebody's going to make it could be him, it could be anybody. I just am very confident that I don't do anything shady. So any video that comes up now, will there be some angry customer at some point in the future? Maybe. I don't know. But other than that, you're never going to get enough on me to make a video about, hey, he's hiding something from the blah, 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 or whatever. Or any kind of conspiracy based anything about me, because I don't do shady stuff. So, and I'm 100% confident in that. So I will never be on his good or bad side because I'm not shady. That's really the answer. You know?
El Duderino says, my theory is you won't get any vids made about you because you have knives.
I do.
That is funny.
I do have knives. A lot of them.
Oh, man, that's funny. Okay, Natasha Nix. Which pickups of yours would be a good replacement for a PRS SE DGT? Slightly hotter is better.
Super 8s. So the DGT is very low output guitar. And so I would put Super 8s because they are DAFs with Alnico 8s in them. And so it gives you hits the amp just a little harder. But it doesn't lose the clarity. I like the clarity of that low output pickup, but the magnet change just gives it just a little more, and changes the mid range just a little, and it's really nice. And that's what I would do in that guitar. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Okay, before I do this,
Yeah.
it popped. I didn't put it there. It pops up in the favorites and the super chats.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, just thought I would share that. And then we'll share with everybody what I'm talking about. Because Jeffrey Egan says, column check. So, thank you, Jeffrey Egan, for the super chat and what I just witnessed happen, which is really exciting. So, this program has all your comments that I try to filter through and find all the questions, right?
Yeah.
Then it has a favorites column, which are the ones I can designate to pull for questions. Like,
right.
So if I see them, I can grab them.
Yeah, when I say she's going to grab the questions.
Yeah, I'm putting it in this other column so that they're easier to find and not mixed in with the conversation. And they've added another column for super chats. So I was excited. I was like, oh, cool. I can see the super chats in their own column, but they're automatically populating in the favorites column. So I don't have to go anywhere and I won't miss them now because I'm not in the wrong screen. Because
we would be in a long question or in a long series of questions and I would say, oh, you missed a super chat.
Yeah.
That won't happen anymore.
Because there's a difference because we're not on YouTube directly here is the thing. This is easier to use to communicate with you. Put the comments on the screen. If I was on YouTube, it has all these color things and it's big and bold and you can't really miss it if we had it on the computer screen, but that's not how we do these. Anyway, thank you, Jeffrey.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I'm excited. Yeah. I like technology. So let's keep going.
Another super chat.
Super chat from Jesse Harmon. Thank you for the super chat, Jesse. And it doesn't say anything. So if you had a question, Jesse, I will look out for that. It does say we are to celebrate the first super chat from Jesse Harmon.
Thanks, man.
So thank you for being here.
Welcome to the community, and you may have been here forever and just never said anything, but thank you for being around.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Van Shank for another one.
And then Van Shank Guitars. Thank you for the super chat. And he said bump.
Nice.
So I'm assuming he just wanted to be. So now I can see now all the super chats that we've had in their own column.
That's great.
Anyway, cool.
Yeah, so if you have questions, get them in there. We didn't have a whole lot of stuff tonight, so.
Super chat from Sora Cora.
Hello.
Thank you for the super chat. Just wanted to say I love your center punch humbuckers. They brought my Meteora to life.
Excellent. That's a cool guitar to put them in, too. Awesome.
Thank you for the super chat.
Yeah, thank you for the super chat. And thank you for buying pickups, man. I appreciate that very much.
Y'all are just making my day right now. This is fun. Super chat from Vinny's World. Thank you, Vinny, for the super chat. He said Columns was a great Tetris alternative. Just saying. Did you play something called Columns? I'm a Tetris girl all the way.
No,
I would
I
play
remember it.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
coming. That is a handy life tool.
What?
Tetris.
What, for like packing the trunk?
Packing the car, packing all the stuff we had to get out of storage and put in this apartment.
True. Yep. Speaking of that, Vinny's World, I shipped you 2 of the special edition Redhead pickups today. And I just looked at our inventory before we started, and we have 2 left. Yep, 2 left. So if you want one of those special edition black and red pickups, there's 2 left.
Okay, we have to scroll up. Jesse Harmon said, I had a question above, a 3-parter.
Okay,
Thanks.
cool.
So,
Let's find it.
let's find Jesse's question. Okay. Oh, that looks like a part 2. Oh, that was part 2. Okay. Jesse Harmon. I was given a 1976 Fender Pro Reverb. This thing was in terrible shape when I got it. Never serviced. Speakers bricked up, etc. I had it serviced. He specifically said air quotes.
Okay.
Serviced a year ago. I'm just getting it serviced again, and the tech, who is phenomenal, is stumped as to why it's got so many problems. It costs more to fix than to trash it. Should I trash it and get something modern, or keep trying with a vintage, knowing it can cause me more problems down the road?
Man, it depends what's wrong with it. It depends what's wrong with it. If there is a case for tube amps being too much of a pain to be worth it. Is the amp worth less? Probably not. It's even broken. It's probably worth something. So I wouldn't just trash it. I would definitely try to sell it, even in a non-working order. But man, if you've chased it for a year and it's still giving you trouble, sometimes it's better to just let them go. Vintage gear is not good just because it's good or just because it's vintage. I mean, especially, you don't know how the amp was treated. You don't, unless you really have the story on the thing. I don't know. I would definitely try to resurrect an old amp for sure, especially an old Fender amp. But if you've fought with it that long, I don't know.
Super chat from Nathan Shaw. Thank you for the super chat, Nathan. He says, I ended up buying a Schecter Juan of the Dead. Is that a thing?
Okay.
Juan of the Dead V1 electric guitar. Satin black rain instead of the Charvel. Dylan, have you checked this guitar out?
Not that particular model. But I have played a bunch of that type of Schecter, and I think that's very cool. I think they're very cool. And all of the Schecters that we've had, take them out of the box, never a problem with them. Ever, one time. I think we've had 2 or 3.
Vinny said, thanks, Dylan. I'm trying to find the right guitar to put those in. Really looking forward to playing those.
Yeah, that's cool.
El Duderino says, I got one. I'm assuming he means question. When I get around to refurbing my 96 USA Strat, I may be in the market for new pickups. The sound I prefer is rock/metal at the bridge, SRV blues at the neck. Do you make something for that?
Yeah, so I would put one of our Hot 5 bridge pickups in, and I would put 2 Classic 5s in the neck and middle. Because Stevie Ray pickups are really low output. So our Classic 5s are a lower output, and Stevie Ray pickups are very low output. And then put our Hot 5, which is way, way, way more in the bridge. And then what I would do is put the little jumper on the switch so that you can have the tone knob on the bottom. Go to the bridge pickup. And then that would make it to where it would be a lot more versatile. And you'd be able to have 2 separate sounds with that bridge pickup versus those other 2 pickups. And you'd get Stevie Ray on one side of the guitar and something else on the other. That's what I would do.
So Jesse Harmon said, thank you. This wasn't, because people were like, sounds like you need to get a new tech with new eyes. So Jesse Harmon said, thank you. This was a new tech, and each time he called, he was like, well, I found another problem. And he said, it's certainly not collectible or sentimental.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes old stuff's just old, you know. And amps are tough because you don't know how they were. If the speaker was bricked, then you don't know what else happened back up the chain from that, you know, like, yeah. I personally wouldn't do anything with it, but
As long as your tech didn't call first and be like, I'll give you $50 for this.
exactly. Exactly.
I'd be aware of that.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Stu Crombie said, what's the deal on shipping your pickups to England again? Cost, etc., but no option. Thanks.
We only so we have one rate for international freight. I think it's $30. And I do that because it actually costs more, and I have to subsidize some of the shipping cost to get to you. The deal with England is because of y'all's goofy wrong side of the road stuff over there. There's a weird deal with stuff that's under. Basically, the minimum order has to be $200.
Or he has to pay the queen.
Or, yeah, I have to pay some tax. And I'm not shipping. I mean, the last time taxes had to be paid to England, tea got thrown in the bay. I'm just saying. And there was like a Revolutionary War and all that stuff. So I'm not giving her no taxes. So, $200 minimum order.
That Boston Tea Party.
It is, man. We ain't paying the queen no more taxes.
The queen. We don't have a queen anymore, do we?
No, we don't.
I was like, wait, we don't have a queen. I mean, we never had a queen.
No, right. Yeah. Yeah. $200 minimum order. It's about $30 a ship.
Yeah, so if you're not seeing an option to like complete an order, it might be because you're below the threshold.
Oh, yeah. So if you're ordering a single pickup by itself, then that's why. Because it has to be $200.
Doc is still in Singapore. Somebody asked about him.
He texted me today and said, it's 12 hours and I'm actually about to go have some drinks right now. It was like lunchtime. Or maybe
you've had
no, it was
drinks
in the
at
early.
lunch.
It was earlier. It was like early morning. And he said he's going to be coming back next week or something.
Oh, I think he said he leaves tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Saturday. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Well, it's already Thursday, though, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, today's Thursday. Hawkman Hawk says, is it possible us mere mortals need hotter single coils to get the same output Stevie did with low output pickups? I mean, thick strings and hitting them hard?
Yes. That is a very valid. That's very valid. I've played I've played the Stevie Ray Vaughan Custom Shop Prototype number 1. The very first one. And it was terrible. the pickups sounded terrible. But they were made specifically off of Stevie's own guitar. And then I handed them to somebody else, a friend of mine, who actually does like Stevie Ray impersonation stuff, and he's like really good at it. And he sounded exactly like Stevie Ray Vaughan when he played it. But it was that. It was the dynamics of the thing. You had
he does play hard.
Yes, he plays very hard. And you had to like wring the neck out of that guitar to get it to sound good. Normal people, Stevie's guitar sounds terrible in their hands. For sure. Which is why a lot of times those really niche-y signature model kind of things like that don't make sense. Because you're not going to sound the same because you don't play the same. You know? Ability aside. But how you approach the guitar. Like how you attack the guitar or not. I don't play hard. Well, I don't play a Strat hard. So, I'll never sound like that. That was interesting. Nobody's ever asked that. But that is, to me, the whole thing.
All right.
I'm really impressed with how sharp this buck is. For a $70 knife or whatever. And how, like... It's a solid piece of brass with ebony on... Well, not solid, but
it's hefty.
It's hefty, and it's really well made. It's got a little blade play in it. Like, it's, you know, you can tell it's not an expensive knife. But, man, it's impressive.
It wouldn't let you down, probably.
70... No. You'd use this thing for years and years and years and years. No, it's cool.
DBP. See, those are the exact thing. That's why they should all look unique.
Gotcha.
DBPWNZ. DB Pawn 69. I don't know. Should I get a Highway 1 Strat for 500 Canadian?
That's a pretty good deal. I would do it.
Shane Walton said, "Concentrate, Dylan. It's still guitar time." Oh, sorry, that's funny. Stu Crombie said, "Dylan, it's funny you say that, but there's charges over there too. I had to pay for a few times. It wasn't the customs charge. It was at America's end."
Oh, interesting. I don't even know. Because I don't go backwards, so...
Ada said, "Dear Dylan, Texas Toast had so much heat on the live stream just an hour ago. Keyboard warriors on the last video of being stupid using feeler gauges."
Yeah, I got a lot this week too from my, well, the KDH thing, and then what was the other video on Monday? No, how to float a tremolo was no big deal. There was one video lately that I just really got a lot of that stuff on. I don't remember what it was now.
And then Stu also said, "The way around it is saying it's under a certain amount at the buyer's risk. To send something to California, it's a lot of dough."
Oh, I bet.
Benny's World said, "Y'all should try dealing with Canadian customs, even though I'm not there right now, luckily."
3 amps for Tube Snobs video. Everybody's like, "I'm not a snob." I'm like, well...
Was that recent? Oh, yeah,
that was recent. That video got lots of views, too. People really dug that one. Or really hated it, depending on which way you look at it.
Raw. Sorry. Hi, Leslie and Dylan. I'd like to know what kind of amp, second-hand or new, would you recommend for rehearsing with a drummer? Something not so expensive.
Boss Katana 50 or 100. Or a Catalyst 100. Line 6 Catalyst 100. or a Boss Katana 100 or a Line 6 Catalyst 100. Those would be the two. They're digital. Well, the Boss Katana is not a digital amp. It's got some digital effects in it. It's a regular solid state amp, but it sounds great, especially when you crank it, actually. And the Line 6 is a modeling amp, and it's fantastic. It's fantastic, especially for the dough they cost. $500 for that thing, something like that. Really good.
Whoops. Patrick Hardy says, I will place an order for 2 P90 pickups next Wednesday and try to mail back the t-shirt Wednesday or next Thursday. Please take care, everybody. Earlier, Patrick asked, did he need to send like a marker or something? And you don't have to.
No. Oh, because he wants me to, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. No, it's fine. He messaged me earlier.
Yeah,
today
he did say thank you for
stress.
emailing him too. I just hadn't got that far in all this conversation.
Cool.
Zach says, is there a difference between Duo Sonic pickups and Strat pickups? Can you do a straight swap?
Yes, you can do a straight swap. Yep.
Timothy Potter said there's a guy in Texas that plays and sings just like SRV. He's on YouTube named Tommy Katana.
Yeah.
Actually pretty good. By the way, no one should go through life without a buck 110. Mine is about 40 years old. Yeah,
I'm really surprised that I haven't had one until now. I think it's been one of those things. I'm going to get myself one of those one day, and because you just see it there, and they're not expensive, so I don't know why didn't do it, but it's really, really cool.
Benny's World said, Dylan, quick question. Is your Positive Spark a special run?
No. My Positive Grid Spark is... So I have two. I have the big one and I have the small one. The big one is just a normal run-of-the-mill Amazon. I think I got it on an Amazon Black Friday for $200 or whatever. This one is... this one was the intro one where you could get two different grill covers. But then they started doing that thing where you could, for $35, you could design a grill cover. And so I paid $35 for this, and they printed my name on it. And you could do the same thing. Go to their website and like upload a PNG design or whatever, and they'll print it on there. But if you like look at the side of it, you can tell it's just a regular grill cover, and they just print on the top of it. But I just figured it's kind of cool because to put it in videos and stuff, and my logo's there, But it's not a special edition.
Music and gear. Your P90 pickup set. Are they on the hot side or mild side? Thinking about modding a Firefly FFDC with your P90 set.
They are they're wound like a 56 Les Paul Jr. I am reluctant to say hot or mild because they will do whatever you want them to do, but I guarantee you that if you have a Firefly with P90s in it and you put these in it, you will consider them to be hotter because they will blow the doors off of those pickups. Just in the amount of dynamic range and the amount of output that you're going to get out of them. They're going to sound louder even though they're not more powerful, if that makes sense. No, I promise you cannot go wrong.
Kevin Cole says, ever consider making Alnico 2 Firebird pickups? Hang on, it scrolled. Only place I could find any was a guy winding them in Australia. Mellowed out some of the trouble in my bird. Would be nice to have a domestic source.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, I could do that.
If I've missed your question, send it again. Because we have 16 minutes and no questions.
What the heck, man?
That's weird.
Well, I didn't
you
really.
Have a topic
not
about
really.
it?
No, not really. I was just like.
Did you even talk about pink guitars?
Not really, except for that one question.
Oh.
But I'm just stoked to have that thing.
You know why you can't see it? Because it's sitting on the couch.
It's sitting on the couch.
It's visiting him
it's
while
been
he watches TV.
with me all day since
Yeah.
I got it out of the box. It's really, really nice. It's I would venture to say that my first one was better. But this one, when I say better, is Desert Rose pink. It was
That's
like
what
metallic.
I thought. Okay.
It's not better. The finish feels different. It's not. The guitar's great. It's not that the guitar's not good. It's. I don't know if they changed something about how they do the finish or something. I'm not really sure, but it just feels a little different. But it doesn't feel like an SE, which is what I want. I don't care what anybody says. This is as good as that or any of that. I have owned 2 PRS Silver Sky Cores now and 2 PRS Silver Sky SEs, and I have played many of both, and there is no comparison between the Silver Sky SE and the $2,700 one. It is worth, if you want a good Strat, or not Strat, or whatever you want to call it, it is worth every penny. The guitar is so good. It is so good. And I mean, I just ordered a Strat the other day too, but so I'm not saying it's better than a Strat. It's different, but that guitar is not as good as that other guitar. But it also costs 3 times as much, so there's that, No, I absolutely love that thing. And the pickups are better. All those, it's funny we were talking about, and you can, if you got a question, you can butt it in any time, but.
We'll just stop talking then, because I have stuff.
Okay, cool.
Rusty Shackelford said, I've put 3 or 4 questions in, and you haven't read any of them yet. Well, can you ask them again? Because I don't have them in the queue.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I answered them. He just said, I'm behind. You may have answered them. I don't.
Either not enough question marks or not enough super chat.
Yeah, and it's hard when people are having conversations and you're like adding somebody else. Like, I'm assuming you're chatting with each other.
Yeah.
So that's why question marks are super helpful.
And super chats are even more helpful.
Anyway, okay. Oh, here's one right now. Rusty Shackelford. Do you think higher output pickups can make up for the tone drop-off that comes from switching from 9s to 8s?
I don't think a tone drop-off happens. I think that I do not subscribe to the idea that thinner strings are less tone. They change the way you interface with the guitar, and you need to play through that. It's just like anything else. You need to train through it so that you will get the same tone out of the guitar, but you have to learn how to play different. It's just like anything else. It's just like when you change from, I hate to use a firearm analogy, but like if you go from iron sights to a red dot, you can be good, if not better. You have to train through it. You just have to learn how to play the guitar again. It sounds dumb to say, to learn how to play the guitar again, but it's kind of true because the string weight and the neck is your number one interface, and so you got to get that back. But the physics of the thing, you're not losing tone.
Super chat from Bucko. And Bucko is celebrating his first, or I'm celebrating his first super chat.
Oh,
I don't know.
welcome.
We're all celebrating his first super chat. So thank you for the super chat.
And again, you might be here already, but
Bucko?
thanks for super chat.
It sounds like, hey, buddy.
I know.
Hey,
I know.
Bucko.
I know.
Sorry. Thank you for the super chat.
Don't mind us while we make fun of everybody's names.
More power to you. I am not ready to play or buy a pink guitar. Fair
enough. I like edgy
rub off,
stuff,
though.
so.
Like, has it rubbed off on you? You're not like turning pink or.
No. No. I did change the light to pink.
Pink is all the rage right now. Barbie movie.
Yeah. That was a good movie too, actually. While you're looking, I want to come back to this real quick. So, one of the things we were talking about with KDH the other day was this whole thing where all of the videos come out on the same day and everybody says the same thing about the guitar. And that really happened when the PRS Silver Sky SE came out, and everybody was like, yeah, they sound exactly the same, and the pickups, they're not. They don't sound the same. They sound great. They are great. But when you play them next to each other, you're like, no, these are not the same. These guitars are not the same. And it's just, for marketing purposes, I can see why people would say, yeah, they're so close that most people won't be able to tell the difference. But if you really look and are really honest about it, the guitars are not the same. And the neck profile. Oh, the neck profile on the American one is so good.
All right, now I have 15 questions. Stop talking.
Go for it.
Music and gear. He's the one that asked about P90s.
Okay.
So with your P90 set, he said it again. So with your P90 set, 22 or 47 caps, question mark, thanks. 0.022, 0.047, question mark, caps, question mark.
I would put 33s in it. That's what I've been using lately.
Is that what a cap is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. El Duderino says, Dylan, what did you say at the end of the earlier video?
The guitar was awesome, and see you tonight.
That's easy.
Yep.
Hi, here you are. Zach, is shell pink the best pink? What is shell pink? Light pink?
Shell pink is... I built a telly in shell pink once. It's very pale. I personally like the Roxy pink on the guitar that I have now, and I really like the MGK pink. Mm-hmm. I really like that color too.
Somebody said like a hot pink Kramer. That's really cool too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. I want a lime green something too.
Jesse Harmon said, can you comment on the sudden rise in the cost of the Squier Hello Kitty guitar? Why?
Because there are not very many of them. And they are expensive. I was going to buy one. But they're not cheap. And they're not cheap. I wanted one, but I couldn't.
They don't make them anymore, right?
No.
So you have to buy it used.
Mm-hmm. And you have to buy, and people know that they're,
limited.
Yeah, and they're like a niche-y, kitschy thing. Like that, That's kind of why I bought the Roxy.
That collect Hello Kitty stuff.
That's why I bought the Roxy pink one this time.
Yeah.
2 reasons. One, because I would make it to where I would never sell it because I know nobody wants it. And I was like, then now I will be stuck with it and I won't be tempted to sell it because I made a mistake selling my first one. And then number 2, also, because nobody wants it, there just aren't that many of them. And I love it. I think it's great. That's why I bought the pink one. Jeffrey
Egan said, hang on. Jeffrey Egan, I apologize. I think yes. Super chat from Dan Mays. Thank you for the super chat, Dan. It doesn't say anything. I hope I haven't missed a question. If you have a question, I will be looking for it. I don't remember seeing that name. We are also celebrating the first super chat from Dan Mays.
Oh, well, then he's probably got a question, so hopefully.
Sometimes they just don't match up the right way.
Yeah.
Not our fault.
We'll try to catch you, though. I don't want you to feel like you got ripped off or something.
Let's see.
Was that the only one, yeah?
Yes. Okay. I caught the other one. All right. Let's see. Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Greg Sachs, the new Electro Harmonics drop of pedals looks cool. Chat about that.
I haven't looked. I just saw it about an hour before we went live tonight, so I don't have any thoughts on it. I was going to talk about it Tuesday on the podcast because I hadn't given it any thought.
Jeffrey Egan, sorry. Back to Jeffrey Egan. He says, I love my pink TTG Strat.
Oh, yeah. He's got a pink burst.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yep.
El Deuterino says, wow, so the core model is noticeably better than the SE?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. If you have the means, get the good one. If you don't have the means, get the Silver Sky SE, because it's fantastic. I'm not saying it's not good. But if you can get the good one, get the good one.
Curtis Chavez says, Dylan, which do you use more now? Spark Mini, Tone Master Princeton, or Tonex?
I use actually all three of those fairly regularly.
He was just bragging about how he can just use them when he wants.
Yeah.
He's got a good setup right now.
Yeah, the way we have it set up in here, they're all hooked up to the computer, and so I can actually, well, not the Spark Mini, but the Black Star, St. James, the Tone Master, and the Tonex are all hooked up to the computer, so basically I can plug into any one of them and record from them. I will say that I use the Tonex the most. I use the Spark Mini the next most because that's the living room amp because I can take it anywhere. And I also use it to like test when I'm doing pickups.
Oh, because it's convenient.
Because it's easy to plug in and there's no warm up or anything.
Yeah.
And I use the Tone Master on almost every video for at least some stuff. If it's a single coil guitar, I use the Tone Master on almost every video, including my P90 guitars because I like this thing cranked with a P90 sounds awesome. Yep.
Timothy Potter. I feel like he's saying... Anyway, I'll just read the comment and you can infer or not. Timothy Potter says, I'm guilty on the buck. Glad you like it. Got mine as a young lieutenant in the Army as my first reputation blade. They were necessary for combat arms officers.
I cannot say for sure that I recall knowing that might be him. But maybe it was in a Facebook message or something. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He was so excited.
I was so excited.
And our daughter was here at the same time, and it was like a big deal. She was like, what do you mean somebody just sent you a knife? And she's like looking at the invoice, but the invoice definitely came like it was a gift.
Like a gift, yeah, so you couldn't tell.
See like the company address, and it was the same as the bill to address, and she was like, it doesn't even have any money on it.
And then 2 weeks ago, we had another one of you sent me a couple of knives a couple of weeks ago. That Kershaw. Yeah. And that other one. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm like, wow. I think it's awesome because I think it's cool that you're not sending me guitar stuff.
Well, and I love that they're sharing something that they love, too. Like,
yeah, and if he has a story behind why this was important to him, I think that's really cool.
We've really got to get to North Carolina.
We do really need to get to North Carolina. He has one of my guitars, too. Yeah, we definitely need to get up there. Thanks, man. That's really cool.
Hawkman Hawk says, how do you buy a super chat? What do you use to buy?
Mine's hooked up to my PayPal. It's whatever you use to Google purchase stuff.
Yeah. Mine is automatic. So
mine's automatic. I think mine goes to my PayPal.
Yeah.
That's what I use to pay my YouTube TV too.
Dear Dylan, does lower gauge string introduce more fret burrs or less?
You got to set your guitar up right for it because the tension changes. So it just depends on. There's two things: the tension changes, and you have to play to it. Again, you can't play as hard, so you have to learn how to play with the correct pressures. It's it is a skill to go down that far, like to 8s or 7s, especially. I always recommend to anybody, take a guitar that, if you have the luxury of this, many people only have one guitar, but if you have another electric guitar that maybe you don't play as much, put a lighter set of strings on it for 1 month. And just a little bit every day, play it a little bit. Even if you don't like it, or if you never grow into liking it, you will learn some things about your playing. You will learn, oh, I squeeze too hard with a particular finger. Or maybe I'm pulling this out of tune all the time. Well, if you're doing it on those strings, no doubt you're doing it normally. It's just not as exaggerated. So it's almost like you can flush out little technique things when you play with strings that are too light, because you're exaggerating what you normally do. It helps. I think it teaches you to be a better player.
All right. It's 9 o'clock, but I've already grabbed things, so you're going to have to do it.
Okay, yeah, let's do them.
Rusty Shackelford, are your hot fives wound position specific? I have 2 in middle and neck, but can I use either of them in the bridge position, polarity aside?
Yes.
Shane Walton, instead of buying another boring PRS, how about getting a Nick Johnston from Schecter? They come in pink too.
Yeah, I guess. I don't. I know you're a fan of those. I'm not as much. If I'm gonna get a Schecter, I'm gonna get a Fender, because they're the same. Like, people will argue with me about this, but a PRS Silver Sky is not like a Strat. It does not feel the same. Yeah, you can, from 6 feet away or whatever, you can get them confused. I get that. But when you play them, they are not the same. They feel very different. And the PRS Fiore feels worlds different than the Silver Sky. So I like the fact that it is its own little thing, even though people can say, okay, yeah, it's the same. It's not to me. It feels much, much different. I really, really like it.
Super chat from Charles Wallace. Thanks for
Charles.
the super chat. No comment to go with it. Let me know if you had a question. I don't know now if we're getting accurate information or if he has a different account, because this says celebrate the first super chat from Charles Wallace.
Oh.
So either it's a different Charles Wallace.
I don't know that maybe he has ever given us a super chat.
Oh, really?
Maybe not.
Maybe.
He's been around a long time and we appreciate him for sure. So
either way, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, he said just to say thanks. Yeah, I feel like he does that often.
Oh.
Maybe he's logged. Are you logged in different?
Maybe he's logged in different or something.
Or are we getting false information over here?
Yeah, I don't know.
Which is also possible. Let's see.
He does that on Patreon a lot.
Let's see. Angel Raven 444. Dylan, I like that floating tremolo video you did. I will use that tech tip, but I will have to rewatch it to get it. Though I hate fiddling with my guitars too much.
I had to rewatch my old video to remember how to do it for the new video, so I get it.
Rob F. My daughter wants a Hello Kitty guitar. I'm getting her a pink Squire Sonic Strat, and we'll get some Hello Kitty decals from Amazon.
I mean, do it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Joe, speaking of positive, I said before, they're giving away the Bias FX Standard away today. Get it after the show, guys. It's normally $70 USD.
Wow.
Thanks, Joe. Music and Gear says, thank you for responding to my questions. I just ordered your matched set of P90s.
Oh, excellent. I didn't get the little notification. Oh, because I have notifications off.
Dan May says, doing a volume, tone, neck volume will be in the lower bout. Came across wiring with a tone variator. Thinking about a variator in the master volume spot and having volume, tone. Opinion?
Yeah, they're neat. They're a bit of a tone suck, so you have to be careful with how you hook them up. So just do some research on that. I hate building them. I won't build it. But just do some research on that to make sure that you're not going to suck some tone all the time, having that extra pot in there and all those caps.
Oh, Charles Wallace said it's his first time.
Yeah, when he does that, when he says thanks for everything, he usually does it on Patreon, and I put it in the Patreon questions. So that's why you might
that's
think
why
you
I'm
still see
thinking
it.
I see. Yeah, I know I featured him. All right.
Cool.
Last question, and then you introduce what's after 9.
You got it.
Sean McMillan says Patreon hangout this coming Monday.
Is it the last Monday of the month?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Then yeah. I mean, so I'll tell you why I felt a little because we also a week from tomorrow leave for Colorado again for another class. And we're taking the van this time. So we have this next week is full because we're making sure that we're not behind on anything. People aren't getting their orders late, and we're just really trying to be on top of it because I have to be gone for 2 weeks out of October. So we are planning ahead much better this time. But that just means everything moves up. And so adding something next week is, oh no. But yes, absolutely. It's one of my favorite things to do. Yeah, for sure we're going to do it. Monday night at 8 p.m. I was like, wait a minute. Didn't we just do that? That's the other thing I was thinking.
Time is flying.
I know.
For
The
real.
month is just gone.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, totally. So if you're not familiar with that, we have a level on Patreon where we do a live hangout on the fourth Monday of every month at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It's on Zoom, so if you have a problem with a guitar or if you don't,
So it's conversational.
it's conversation. It's literally turn your camera on, turn your sound on, literally hanging out in person as best we can with Zoom. It's not like a work Zoom meeting. We're not doing some kind of formal class. Everybody's talking and hanging out. It's not chaotic. It's pretty cool. And there's usually a half a dozen of us there, or maybe a little more sometimes. Depending on who can make it. It's great. It's a cool thing if you want to be a part of it. So, yeah, that's cool.
Do you record those?
I do. And they go up on Patreon at the $10 level for the other people to watch.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So it's 9 o'clock.
Yes.
And so we do an off-topic hour at 9 o'clock every week. So if you have a guitar question, you are welcome to ask it. But it has to be a super chat after 9 o'clock because we want this to be off topic. We want you to ask us anything you want, not guitar related. We'll probably answer it as a way to just hang out with y'all and get to know y'all. I talked about it a bunch with KDH the other day, that like community is the number one most important thing, like, you know, that we do. And that's why this Thursday thing is so fun. So, and that's genuine. That's really true. So anyway, I already did Knife of the Week.
Yeah, Timothy Potter said, sorry, I did the Kershaw too, only because I haven't enjoyed mine so much. I think we knew that though.
Yes.
Yes, because we thanked him.
Yes.
I didn't think about it being the same person though until
I didn't.
he just said that.
I didn't either. That Kershaw is really cool. I really like that knife.
So fun. All right.
So ask questions. They can be anything you want.
So somebody sent a question in earlier, and I left it for after hours.
Okay.
And I don't know if he was asking the audience or if he was asking you, but I'm gonna let you have it. 'Cause
Okay.
This is. Did you say the caveat of like you can ask a question and we might answer it like you normally do?
Yeah.
Okay. So Galaxy Stranger 01 wants to know, boobs, are you for them or against them?
For 'em. Yeah.
That's a funny question. I mean, who says no?
I mean, I could think of reasons, but I don't have any of those reasons. I'm for 'em. I'm definitely for 'em.
Did you just say it like a country? Like, I'm a for 'em.
Maybe I was just thinking about it way too long. I don't know. Getting distracted over here.
Oh, that's funny. All right. Rusty says, Mexican aliens, real or fake?
That was a cake.
What was a cake?
No, I don't know. I saw a thing on Twitter.
What?
No, they found some Mexican aliens.
Oh, why would they be Mexican?
They found them in Mexico.
Oh, that's dumb.
I mean,
Mexican
a
aliens.
strat made in Mexico is Mexican strat.
No.
Hang on. I think they're fake. And I saw somebody that made it into a cake. Yeah, here it is. Check it out. 1,000-year-old alien. Yeah. It looks like E.T., so it's totally fake.
It doesn't look like E.T. It looks like a gremlin.
I think it looks like E.T. I don't know. I think it's totally stupid. I think it's a mummified body that has deformed in a weird way or something. Yeah, I have no... Oh, you did order some pickups. Sweet.
All right. I'm gonna sit more
comfortably.
because I
Just chill out
feel
and
like I'm just
talk about questions.
in the camera. Joe wants to know, are pants optional?
Yes. In fact, yes, I believe that you should have intentionally pantsless days. I used to have pantsless Wednesday. But now I'm so busy that I don't have time for that. But I will definitely, yeah, pants are optional. No shirt, no shoes. They never talk about pants.
Rottweiler says, I joined late. I don't know if it's already asked. What's that knife you have? Classic Buck folding knife? I literally joined and had one in my hand, opening boxes for a PC upgrade.
That's exactly what it is. Buck 110, folding hunter. Classic.
Angel Raven 444, Dylan, Congress has done the UFO thingy. What's your take on all this UAP stuff?
I think my take on it is, there's a couple things. One, and I heard this today. It was actually an Alex Berenson thing. If aliens are so advanced, okay, why are they crashing into the desert?
If they're crashing, why can't we find them?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, if aliens are so advanced, there'd be no reason for them to just crash into Earth. Like, they gotta have better autopilot than us. Secondly, if an alien does crash into Mexico, and it's like your mom, or like your cousin alien, aren't you gonna go looking for it?
I don't know.
Like, hey, I heard your cousin crashed into Earth. Do you want to go try to rescue him? That never happens. I don't think.
Do aliens have families?
You would think so.
How are aliens born?
When a mommy and a daddy alien love each other very much.
Okay. Let's see. Tom says, how much are you looking forward to another Max win? Can't wait to stop hearing about the technical directive.
I was actually, it was pretty, of course, I would love to see Max win all the time, but I was also very refreshed to see a change-up. That's why I like Rain and other stuff, because I like to see that. You like to see the potential of some of the other drivers. Seeing Lando doing really good. The technical directive about the wing thing is interesting. They've been trying to tighten up on that for a long time. So I guess we'll just have to see. But yeah, I think it's great to have some variety in there. As long as Max wins a championship, I don't care that he wins every week.
Jeffrey Egan wants to know, Dylan, was it the optic on your SIG? That's not, you weren't shooting with your SIG, were you? Is that what he's talking about?
The latest picture that I posted on Instagram and Facebook was my SIG. Yes. Yes.
So, do you attribute that to your optic?
I attribute that, specifically that gun.
We also did recently fine tune all of our.
Our optics, yeah.
Yeah.
We figured, I bought a bore sight and we really played with them. But one thing I will say is it's round count. The trigger's getting better. I mean, that thing's probably it's got probably close to 1,000 rounds through it now. Or it has to have 1,000. I don't know. And the trigger is just getting better. I mean, I was thinking about it when I was shooting. I was like, this thing is awesome. It's really good. Because I never shot that gun as good as I shoot my shadow systems.
And now you shoot it better.
And now, they're even now. And I was just like, it's got to be the trigger just breaking in. It just feels really good.
Poo Ninja says, push button, assisted, or standard open. What's your favorite and why?
So,
I like push button.
yeah, you're an
100%.
automatic person. I don't typically carry lockbacks very much. This knife is going to live on the workbench because this knife is going to be, it's a hard duty knife. So this knife is going to be that. I hate to say it, Tim, but I'm not going to abuse it, but it will get more abuse because it is a less expensive stainless and you can sharpen it very easily. So it will,
sharp.
yeah. So it will get, open cardboard and do various things like that on the workbench and various packages and, stuff like that because you'll be able to just touch it on a stone and touch it back up. I actually select the knife that I want to carry based on what I'm going to use it for. But this is the other knife this is the knife I was carrying earlier today. And I don't mind a thumb stud either. Like this is just a manual knife and it's a thumb stud. As long as it opens quick, that's all I care. I don't like two-handed open stuff like this if I'm going to be carrying it.
Plus he's fidgety.
Plus I'm fidgety, so I have to be able to fidget it. That's the thing. But I have a lot of automatics, and I really, really like. We are both like Protect junkies, so.
Stephen Brazier said, "What was your last Halloween costume?"
I have only messed around with Halloween once, and when I say that, it was only one time. And we went out, this is before I met you, we went out to a bar and we didn't dress up. But we told everyone that we were dressed as each other.
And nobody knew the difference. Yeah, because they didn't know you.
Yeah, so it didn't matter.
I don't think
yeah.
I cannot fathom a time I ever dressed up for Halloween.
I'm not a Halloween person. I never cared about Halloween. People really get into it, but it's not been a...
Joe says, will the Yankees get younger? They are handcuffed due to bad contracts.
I'm kind of... I'm a non-participating fan at the moment. I'm just kind of waiting. Same thing with the Red Wings. Like, just waiting it out. Just waiting it out. That's all I'm doing. But yes, I agree with you. Had to wait out the Cardinals. Still waiting out the Cardinals. Because I'm a Arizona Cardinals fan.
Jim Cox says, pants are so pre-pandemic.
They are. Yeah, I'm going to wear shorts until it's too cold to wear shorts. But I'm getting wimpier. It was like 65 degrees last night. I did wear jeans to dinner last night for the first time. But that was mostly because I want to wear boots. I have a cowboy boot collection. So if I go all summer and really only wear boots a couple times in the summer. And so I kind of get to missing them. So I wore those last night. But
Van Shank Guitar says, like the guy in the Goldbergs who drops his pants the second he walks in the house.
I mean, there are days. There are days.
Blase YouTube said, Leslie, did you get a recipe for pique, or do I have to call my mom? I did find one. Hopefully it's good.
Oh, you did?
It's saved in my browser.
Oh, okay, good.
So yeah, I did find something. Yeah, I hope it's good because I also just tried something new and it was a fail.
Yeah, what did you try?
To make kimchi cucumbers.
Yeah, because we talked about that here.
Did we?
Yeah.
It was a fail. Definite fail.
Yeah. It didn't get the flavor she wanted. I didn't even try it.
It wasn't spicy.
She's like, it's not
Not
what it's supposed to be, so I didn't even try it.
Curtis Chavez says, number 2 done in the nude. Yay or nay? Kids that do that are hilarious to me.
Agreed.
Like kids that get naked to use the bathroom. That's so funny. Galaxy Stranger 01, what's your favorite whiskey?
Whiskey. I don't know that I have a favorite whiskey. I am a bourbon and scotch person, and I know that's, but I'm a bourbon and scotch person, so I have a few things in there. I think I have, well, if I'm just going to drink some scotch, Talisker is usually going to be on that list. Lefroy's going to be on that list. Oban's going to be on that list. Anything really peaty like that. As far as bourbons go, Jefferson's Ocean is probably, if I'm just going to go have some and it tastes good, it's Jefferson's Ocean. What else do we have in there? I don't know. I buy all kinds of stuff and try it. When we were traveling and we were living on the road, we would try to buy stuff everywhere we went. You know, like a lot of the local stuff. So I don't know that I have a favorite. I do like trying them, though.
Blase YouTube says, how many cowboy boots do you have?
Pairs? Shark, ostrich leg, because I have full quill ostrich and ostrich leg, stingray, and caiman. Five pairs. And I'm about to buy a 6th pair. The only reason I haven't bought it is because it's not cool enough to wear it yet. I want Python so bad. I've been wanting to get a pair of Python boots forever. But I just haven't gotten around to it. And I want Rattlesnake too, but Rattlesnake's really hard to get actually. In a good pair of boots. Like when Lucchese does Rattlesnake,
They're gone.
they're gone like as fast.
As soon as you get the email.
Yeah, I mean, the last time Lucchese made a run of Rattlesnake, I literally was like sitting on the couch, saw it in the email, ran in here, got on the computer, and they were sold out. It was like that fast. And they were $1,300. So.
Maybe it wasn't real. Maybe they're like faking it. To
No.
make it look like there's high demand. Have you ever seen any?
I've not seen Lucchese's in Rattlesnake.
See? Do
Yeah.
they even exist?
Yeah, maybe.
Just kidding. Let's see. Is Everclear a whiskey? That's what Pooh Ninja said.
No,
I don't
it's
think so.
no. I don't know what they consider that. Gnarly is what you consider it. It's gnarly.
Hawkman Hawk says, favorite board game when power goes out during hurricanes and tropical storms.
We don't play board games. We have a van, and we can make our own electricity and watch YouTube.
Yeah, if I even think the power's going out, everything is charged.
Yep.
Including the chargers to charge things.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we don't mess around with hurricanes and storms around here because we get them so much. So, of course, we still have the van with, a day and a half of lithium batteries. Plus, if it's going to rain or if it's going to storm, the very first thing I do is take the van and fill it up with gas because if we lose power, we can make our own power with the van. And then we also have Blue Eddy battery that we keep in the car too. So we have one of those solar generators in the car with a little solar panel. And we use that to power our refrigerator that we have in the car. So, we always have electricity.
Yeah.
We're not board game people.
I don't like games.
We're not board game people.
I mean, even when we play, when the kids wanted to play stuff,
yeah,
I will always play Uno.
Yeah.
That doesn't really count. I will
Just
always
with the
play
kids.
Uno, and I will play electronic Monopoly that doesn't take 10 hours.
Right.
What else?
But if we're at
Sorry.
stuff that you can humiliate the kids at, that's what it is.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's fun.
If we're at a party and they're like, "Hey, does everybody want to play a game?" All of a sudden we're like, "Oh, I gotta get up early in the morning. I guess it's time to go."
That's a lie. I don't even make excuses. I'm like, no, we'll leave now.
We'll leave. We don't play games.
Yeah, I will tell everybody. I do not play games. We played a game at work that I actually really liked.
Oh, really?
But it was also an electronic game. It
Oh.
was on the computer.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you have to play with a lot of people, though, because it's like a speed respawn game. Anyway. Marcia Murray says, you don't wear boots with shorts? LOL. Rottweiler says, what's your, both of you, favorite travel tool, equipment, gizmo for traveling in the van? Just makes your life easier on the road.
Well, the whole van is a gizmo that has all the cool stuff in it. Because it has solar and lithium and Wi-Fi, cellular booster and all the stuff.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is I don't know that we have dedicated things that are like, this is for, how like people have like camping gear and it's different than what they would use at the house.
Right.
We just use real stuff in the van.
Right. The only thing I have separate that I might update a little bit is I did buy knives for the van. We do have silverware for the van.
That's not very good though. I took silverware
We
last
do
time.
have, I know one thing. Our coffee setup in the van is specific to the van, and we could not live without that.
Well, I wouldn't live without coffee.
So we have a hot water pot in the van, and we have an Aerobi AeroPress in the van.
Yeah.
And we don't grind coffee in the van. We just bring ground coffee in the van. But other than that, that probably is a must-have. We have to have that.
And the other really strange thing that we ended up really liking is, so with vans, you have a choice. Like, you can have, like, easy sleeping area or living space. And since we have to work in there, we elected a van that you basically just have to pull the bed out when it's time to go to bed. So we did get this, like a mattress cover almost, that we also, it also snaps, it has a snap top. So you can snap this thin piece off to wash. So we don't have to put a bottom sheet on. So it's super fast and convenient just to like throw this thing down, and it just has like 4 elastic straps, and we use it as the bottom sheet and the padding.
And it's like this thick because, when you're putting the bed down, you're like putting all these cushions together, and it has all the lines and stuff. So it takes that out, and it makes it way more comfortable to sleep in, for sure.
I really like that thing.
Yeah, I do too. I like that thing too.
Angel Raven 444. Dylan, any stories or mysteries in your area of Georgia? Missing people, scary creatures, or strange occurrences? So there are, like, I've seen like 2 or 3 podcasts because there's a set of twin girls that went missing from this area that they never found. There's also, I just listened to another podcast. I had to like rewind it because it was like, blah, 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 Augusta, Georgia. And I was like, wait, what?
Don't tell me about that, though.
We had a serial killer here once. And then as far as, like, strange things, it is old here. Like, so people believe some of that stuff. But we also live next to a nuclear power plant. And so we have some freaky animals, too.
Oh, yeah. Yep. And the whole Murdaugh murders thing is only like an hour and a half from here. That's all local to us. Like, all those attorneys are like an hour from here. Like, that's all super local to us. So, the Murdaugh murders is probably the biggest thing.
Season 2 just came out yesterday.
I know, that most people would know about is that.
Let's see.
But we've been on Dateline and Junk a bunch of times. What about the person who killed somebody in Evans? And it had to do with the little, is it a dentist office or whatever on Highland Avenue?
Those were 2 separate things, but yes. Somebody got killed there.
The
Evans thing was a different thing. That was neighbors.
That was neighbors. Hammer. Something. But anyways, we've been on, that was on like one of those Scorned or something. Wife pissed off shows on
what is
ID
that word?
channel
it's not
or
Scorned. What is that called?
I don't remember what it was called.
Snapped.
The show was called Snapped. That was local to us. Yeah, there's all kinds of... And then James Brown's from here. So any of those James Brown stories are crazy, too.
Jeffrey Egan said, thoughts on the F-35 pilot pulling the eject handle by accident?
The funniest meme I saw all week about that was, we've lost $190 million worth of jets in the last 2 weeks. And it was a picture of an F-35 jet and Aaron Rodgers. It was awesome.
Joe said he would play Spin the Bottle. That'd be really boring with just 2 people.
Well,
and
with
probably
us.
really inappropriate with more than 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you ever played that? Same. Timothy Potter says, I love all kinds of kimchi. I usually do too, but not when I made it, apparently. Angel Raven 4. Oh, nope. Never mind. That's the guitar question.
Okay.
Joe said, did you ever get into hobby grade RC cars?
I have a axial... Yeah. I have a crawler right there. And I have a boat right there.
Yep. Daryl P said, ever get into black powder shooting? The cheap ammo you got right now.
Oh my God. This ammo that I bought, there's more powder on the outside of it than in it. Oh my, jeez. I shot 100 rounds yesterday and my gun was like black. So my SIG has, I didn't clean it either. My SIG has a nitrided barrel, so it's, it's gold. It was totally black. I only shot 100 rounds. It was like, this is crazy. I don't even know I shot that much.
Charles Wallace says, does the van mattress affect your back in a negative manner, or does the weather affect it more?
Weather is the number one thing. My back hurts all the time. So, like, it hurts right now. It always hurts. There's no, my back doesn't hurt days. But weather is the number one thing that affects it. The last couple days have been really bad. I'm better today, but yesterday was really bad.
Yeah, and it's funny, like, it's not, the van is not uncomfortable at all. The most uncomfortable it can be is if you park wrong.
Yeah, if there's a wrong angle or something and it's not level,
If you're
that
not
sucks.
level, it's not fun.
Yeah, because then you'll be rolling to one side, or
Yeah.
you'll
Or you
the
like
blood will
slam
be
the
rushing
door.
to your head.
Or you slam the door on yourself or something
Yeah,
dumb.
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that's the worst part. Is like.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Egan wants to know what ammo is it. Have you shot AAC ammo?
Oh man, I can't remember what it is. I usually shoot Blazer. And Blazer brass has been good for me. But I bought something
On sale?
I bought something on sale because I was like, because I shoot like 1,000 rounds a month. I shoot a lot, and so as you can imagine, that would get expensive. So, well, this month is probably not maybe half of that, but still, I mean, 1,000 rounds every couple months. But the last time I bought Blazer, it was like $350 for 1,000 rounds, and this time I got 1,000 rounds of whatever this is. I can't remember. And I got 200 rounds of 223, and it was like $375. So that was a pretty good deal, I thought. But I don't like it. It's not good. And you'll be shooting. You'll like put. I was really lucky to get 10 rounds in one hole, because even not skill. Every once in a while, you'll be shooting, then all of a sudden there's one way down here. Like, this ammo's really wacky. So I don't know. I don't really like it that much. But we'll shoot through it and get something else. I don't care.
Angel Raven 444 says, do you guys do a van life channel like Foresty Forest? And I just commented so that you understand why I commented. So that Dylan and Leslie that I comment with
Is
our
channel.
other channel, and there is some van content there.
Yep. We should probably do more, but we haven't used the van that much this year. That's why we put it up for sale, is we don't use it enough. But we're going to take it to Colorado this time, and we're probably going to use it for Thanksgiving week too.
Still don't know what we're doing though.
But we don't know what we're doing yet.
Any suggestions?
Yeah, where could we go for Thanksgiving? It can't be snowy and cold. So it's got to be somewhere.
Yeah.
Don't really want to go to Florida. Because we always go to Florida. But maybe we will. I don't know.
I don't know either. I get torn every time I think about it. Like,
I was thinking about doing the Mobile thing.
that would be. We could still go to the beach.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I don't know. Yeah, because we want to go to the beach sometimes.
But do the people you want to see come here? Because it's a holiday?
I don't know. That's a good question. I'll ask him. I'd go play some music over there. Yeah, I don't know.
Timothy Potter said, you live close to a nuke. I grew up in Oak Ridge, Tennessee. You could be freaky animals in 50 years. I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Charles Wallace says, trip to northern Kentucky. We're not too cold that time of year, just saying.
Yep.
I mean, if there is things to do, I want to know. I really liked West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
So even if we did something like that, I wouldn't be opposed, but...
West Virginia, Ohio was really nice, actually.
Yeah, but that's probably too far.
That's probably too far. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see.
Angel Raven 444 says, is Georgia a good place to retire or live? Asking for a California friend. Any state is probably better than California,
Yes.
but Georgia and South Carolina are very relatively low cost of living for anyone, especially if you're used to paying for California.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. Well, thanks, you guys. Feels like we're pretty caught up.
I don't know where Joe is now. Joe said, I lived in Atlanta for a year as a kid.
Oh, wow.
Where are you now, Joe? Paul McNary said that The Marine F-35B has a squirrely automatic ejection system because of the vertical takeoff and landing hover. Can go very bad, faster than a pilot can react. I'm not ruling that out as a possibility yet.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I knew that was different because of that, but I didn't think about that being a factor.
Oh, he's in Long Island, New York now.
Which is also not cheap.
Well, he wasn't asking. He was just saying he lived in Atlanta for a year as a kid. Yeah, every time we have time, like, I want to go to the Northeast, but not during that late in the year. Like,
yeah. Yeah. I want to go do the, like, if we didn't have to go to Colorado and
now's the
Vegas,
time to go. Yeah.
we would go to the Northeast now.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that. So we go to Colorado first week of October, and then the fourth week? I don't know. The end of October, we go to Vegas.
Yep.
Both work trips, though.
Yep. Yeah, so it's going to be some running. And making pickups and running and making pickups.
All right. Well, it seems to be slowing down, so maybe y'all are tired like we are.
Yep. I got to get up in the morning and watch Formula One practice and assemble humbuckers, it looks like.
Did you pay for your app?
I did.
Cool.
I had to renew.
You made me think it was Friday.
Did I?
Yeah, I was so disappointed. That was pre-coffee, and you were talking about
because I was
your
talking about
app.
Formula One.
You were like, dang it, my app expired, and I don't know, it just made me think it was Friday, like you were looking forward to watching.
Because Formula One was on
like,
Friday.
Oh,
that's funny.
It's still Thursday.
Yeah. Oh, well. Well, thanks, you guys. This has been fun. And thanks for everybody who participated and asked questions and sent super chats and all that kind of stuff. And
wait, David Weinrich said Vegas before the race is going to be a mess. Is that the same weekend the race is there?
Oh, my God.
If it is, we have to stay. You should look that up.
That's F1.
I know. I'm asking. Is that the same weekend? You should look it up. We're going to be in Vegas.
I can look it up right here because I just paid for my app again.
Joe said, y'all stay sexy. Ooh.
Thanks. 2023 season. Formula One. Japanese. Qatar.
Nope. Weekend before.
October 20 to the 22nd.
Yeah, we fly out on the 23rd.
We fly there on the 23rd?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to change your flight and fly out early?
No.
We can't. We have plans on the 21st.
Wait. October 20... No, this is Texas.
Oh, my bad.
This is Texas. October 20... Yeah, that's Texas. Vegas is here. November. I knew Vegas was in November.
Okay, we won't be there then.
Yeah, no.
Cool. Paul was faster than us. November 16th to 18th.
Yeah.
Thanks, y'all.
I knew it was in November, but I was like, wait a minute. Maybe it's early November, but no. Cool.
Yeah, and we're going to see music on the 21st.
Oh, we're going to see George Strait and Willie Nelson. I am so stoked to see Willie Nelson. Hopefully he's still alive.
To see George Strait.
Who else is going to be there? There's one more person.
Little Big Town.
Yeah. I don't care about that. I want to see...
On the pontoon.
Oh, no. I want to see Willie Nelson, though. I'm super stoked about that. All right, you guys. Thanks for hanging out. I guess we will see you Monday. I'm going to have a Telecaster video. 4-way switches and stuff.